Yes, guys, everything bite-sized here, back with another true crime reaction video. Today we're going to be looking at another JCS video, go check them out. This one's about the simp who spent over $200,000 of his dad and his family's money on a cam girl. It sounds funny at first, but then it's tragic when you find out that he murdered most of his family because of it. I think out of embarrassment. Anyway, let's get it popping.
In mid-2018, 29-year-old Grant was unemployed, living rent-free in his parents' guest house in the rural village of Chuliota, Florida. He had not once lived on his own and had recently been kicked out of an anesthesiology school for lack of attendance, and also fired from a job as a nurse for stealing medication. It was around that time when
Oh, naughty.
he decided to experiment with a relatively new realm of online cam sites. These platforms differ from regular porn sites in that they are interactive. Instead of watching a pre-recorded video, users can solicit live performances from models in exchange for money. This allows individuals to watch whatever acts they want, but at a price. Using his brother's credit card, he browsed through multiple cam models, spending an average of 20 minutes on each one. Yet it was on the 5th of June when forensics discovered he came in contact with a performer who went by the stage name of Sylvie. And over the following 6 months, Grant would spend over $200,000 of his family's money on this one model. The entirety of his father's life savings that he had saved up from working as a pharmacist for over 30 years was gone.
That's like, wow, that's like pure porn addiction, that is. And not just that, he's obviously infatuated with this bird, like obsessed to like a stalker, psycho level. I bet he was super creepy in his interactions with her, and he thought that he was with her essentially. And I'm not going to blame her. She's doing her thing, yeah. He should be smart enough to realize that she's just doing a job and entertaining him and putting up with him. But I think some of these simps are so desperate that they develop this well, it's more than a parasocial relationship. It's a direct relationship with these cam girls. It's just long distance. And sorry, I've had a drink, so I'm burping. So I'm unprofessional as hell. I'm really sorry. But like, he should be smart enough as a grown man to realize that she is essentially just using him for his money. And it's just, this is I'm an ex heroin addict, yeah, and I would have done pretty much anything for money when I was withdrawing. But that shows how desperate he actually was to continue this quote-unquote relationship with this lass.
He had spent $60,000 from his brother's credit card and had also taken a $65,000 loan out on the house. When his family...
What? So he could have ended up not only stealing all his family's money, he could have ended up getting his family thrown out on the street all over this. Like, for what? Like, a fap. Like, a 5-minute fap. Like, how much money was he throwing at this lass, and how much was she charging for what? Like, and how much did she know about where he was getting the money from? Because he probably lied to her and didn't say that he was getting the money from his family, because that's embarrassing, stealing money from your family, especially for something like that. I imagine he told us some grandiose story about how successful a businessman he was, and then he had to keep up that facade by sending more and more money, and got himself in this negative feedback loop of porn addiction, essentially.
Found out. Instead of calling the police, Grant was sent to a behavioral rehabilitation facility for online porn addiction.
The more we try to run from shame, the stronger it becomes.
That's like a Scientology video if I ever saw one.
When Grant got back from rehab on...
It's half expecting Tom Cruise to just pop up on the screen.
The more we try to run from shame, the stronger it becomes.
When Grant got back from rehab on January 4th, his father presented him with a 2-page list of rules he was required to follow if he wanted to continue living at home. One of the conditions was that he...
Mate, he's lucky. I got kicked out for rolling a joint in my room when I was 16, and they're you know, like they're like letting him back in the house. How can they trust him?
Grant got back from rehab on January 4th. His father presented him with a 2-page list of rules he was required to follow if he wanted to continue living at home. One of the conditions was that he cease all communication with Sylvia immediately, but it took just 3 weeks for the family to discover that he had broken the contract and re-established contact with the model via Twitter. On January 24th, when Chad Amato got home from work, he reportedly confronted Grant over his disregard, and the two of them got into a heated argument which almost turned into a physical altercation. Grant was then kicked out of the house, and for the first time in his life, he was on his own. Shortly before 9 a.m. the next morning, police received a call from Cody Amato's girlfriend, alerting them that he had failed to show up to work that morning and hadn't responded to multiple phone calls. They arrived at the residence at 9:17 a.m., and once knocks on the front door went unanswered, they were able to gain access with a knife via the back entrance. Chad, Margaret, and Cody Amato were all found lying dead on the floor with gunshot wounds to the head from a 9mm handgun. Grant became the immediate prime suspect, as a witness statement from Cody's girlfriend advised police of the confrontation that had occurred the night before, as well as the collection of bizarre circumstances that had led to that point. He was traced to a hotel in Orlando.
You're being cooperative, sir. We appreciate that. Some Seminole County detectives want to talk to you, so we're going to get the handcuffs off of you.
Nothing in your pants, correct?
It's just a normal routine when we encounter someone that we want to make sure you're safe. Now we know you don't have any weapons, we'll get those restraints off of you. We're confident you've been cooperative, everything's good, so we appreciate that very much. It goes a long ways.
Well, they ain't screwing around. That officer's got a flipping assault rifle.
He immediately agreed to accompany them to the police station and sit down for an interview. Reports stated that he wasn't made aware of his family's demise, nor was he advised as to what the purpose of the interview was for. Grant himself didn't once inquire, just reportedly sat silent in the back seat of an
Yeah, that is super suspicious.
unmarked police car, staring out the window for the entire journey to the police station.
Especially an unmarked police car, because that implies like a detective's police car, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Like, correct me below if I'm wrong, but like getting arrested by detectives and hauled off to the police station and not asking why, like that is a blatant sign of guilt, man.
Get you another water then. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
See, from what I can remember, I don't think he gives off many body language cues, so this might not be as in-depth as my other videos, so I might be focusing more on the psychology and the vocal cues, but I thought I want to get through all of the JCS videos. I want to do every single one of them and add my input, so I thought, yeah, let's just give it a go, see how it goes. If it ends up rubbish, I just won't upload it. Oh yeah, and I do apologise for my unprofessional manner. Like, I drink, burp, fart, vape. Like, I do everything while I'm recording these videos. He doesn't look that nervous, really, for considering the situation. Okay, there, he's relieving some tension there, some self-comforting behaviour.
So you got what? You Coke or anything?
No. I'll hold off on that.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Eva.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm here.
Just to restate, he has not been told, nor given any insinuation as to why he is sitting inside an interrogation room, and has not once inquired himself.
Hey, we really appreciate you coming up here with us, and if any time during this you need to stop and go to the bathroom, want a drink, saying just let me know, and we'll be happy to do it. My name is Danny Anderson, and I'm a deputy Seminole County Sheriff's Office, as is Eva.
The investigator's initial plan is to establish a friendly connection with the suspect, which can often be a highly effective tactical procedure to elicit a more detailed discourse. Yet on this occasion, something seems to get lost in the endeavor, which you'll just have to see for yourself when the time comes. This is one of the most fascinatingly aggravating interrogations to ever be released into the public domain.
So we just want to talk to you a little bit, and we'll get this in and out, be on our way.
Okay.
Full name?
My full name is Grant Tiernan Amato.
Oh, so I think JCS is saying basically that this lead detective is bad at his job and fails to, from what I can remember, maybe fails to build up rapport before he initiates the confrontation. I think that's what's going on.
What is there any special nursing degree? What you do, or?
I mean, I have like other certifications, but I mean, with that, like, I primarily worked in the hospital for think 5 or 6 years. Well, I was accused of grand theft of the third degree back in June of 2018. There was no evidence ever presented. All the charges were dropped. I had been applying for jobs for the last couple weeks. I'd gotten like 3 or 4 callbacks.
I'm tell you what, if this guy was my anesthesiologist, knowing what I know now, like, I would not feel comfortable with this guy putting me under, I'll tell you that much.
And then I went on a job interview yesterday for a home infusion nurse job.
What time was your interview yesterday?
It was scheduled for 10. I got there at around 9 in the morning. And then I think we actually had the interview at about 9:45.
What? He could go to a job interview after killing his family? That is nuts, man.
I mean, it was all good. They didn't have anything. They said that they'd probably be getting back to me by Tuesday or Thursday this coming week.
Get you back to work?
Yeah, because I mean, it's like it's a crappy world when you don't have any money, you can't do anything. So
financially, how's the nursing what you did? I'm sorry, I just don't know that much. She knows a lot more about nursing. The nursing, how does it pay? How does it pay?
I mean, if you work your standard 12 hours a week, you get anywhere between, I'd say, $45,000 and $55,000 a year. So I mean, it's not bad. I think
that's probably enough for him to satiate his porn and camgirl addiction for about a week.
Last year I made like $55,000.
55.
Because I rarely worked overtime.
Right.
You know, when I was just because I had the whole plan of going to graduate school, so I was just kind of using it as a stepping stone for that time.
Just to pay the bills to get you where you gotta. Gotcha. And what you're going for, what does that pay?
The detective shouldn't really be interrupting him. Like they should never really do that. Apart from when a suspect is denying guilt, then they should interrupt them so that they don't build up mental stamina and confidence in their denials. But when they're information gathering, you should never interrupt the suspect.
Nurse anesthesia pays, base like about 150 up to 175.
Okay. High school, where'd you go?
I went to Timber Creek.
How were your grades?
High school and the first 2 years of college, I was A, B, C. I was in honors in the major program for UCF. Girlfriends. I had, like my high school sweetheart, girlfriend for about 5 years. And then ever since then, no like official girlfriends, no flings or anything like that.
Dates here and there.
Dates occasionally, but not really. Kind of focused on like just getting through the life goals that I wanted to achieve.
What do you like to do?
What do I like to do? I like to watch anime.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know what it is.
I
thought you said MMA. I'm like, okay, and then when you start explaining to it,
I
heard it like now.
It's animated.
Okay, this detective is already starting to annoy me. Like, it's just his character. Like, it's just something weird, like, off about how he's... I don't know. He's already starting to annoy me.
It's like cartoons, I guess you could say, but...
Because he's got a porn addiction, I wonder if he's into naughty anime. What's it called? Hentai or something like that. Like, I wonder, because... he seems like a bit of a sexual deviant already, if you ask me. I'm sorry, to say that, because I don't know the guy, but to spend that much money on a porn addiction, it makes me wonder. I don't even want to wonder, but, like, we're dealing with the case, so I wonder what is fucking... Oh, see, I cussed. Oh, man, I'm going to have to cut that out. It makes me wonder what... let me write down the time on the interview, 21:11, so I can cut that out. It makes me wonder what his search history and his anime history is like. That's scary to think.
It's Japanese cartoons. It is in Japanese, and then they subtitle it. Yeah.
Do you speak Japanese?
I was going to say, do you understand?
I don't. I understand a few words. We actually just went to, me and my brother and one of my friends, or I guess friends from high school, we went to Japan.
How long have you been out of work?
I've been out of work for 6 months, since June.
How did you pay? That's a lot of money for to be out of work.
My brother.
Oh,
yeah. I think the only other game that we really played was Fortnite, but then that was starting to get to like...
That's a big deal right now.
Yeah.
The younger
kids are all over it.
And actually, during the time that I was that I wasn't working as a nurse, I tried to do the whole Twitch streaming thing.
Man, he's acting so calm for someone who's just killed his family and is sitting there in an interrogation. Like, what the hell? Like, how is he so calm?
What is that?
I'm
sorry.
No.
Where you have to explain a lot of this to us.
With Twitch, it's you got your mic and then you have your face cam, and
Yeah, I can't really imagine him being a successful Twitch streamer.
then basically people are just watching you play whatever game you're going to say that you're playing.
Okay.
On virtual reality, it was primarily just Beat Saber, so it's like a rhythm-based game like Guitar Hero. Apart from that, we really didn't get into too many other games yet, because we were kind of just focused on Beat Saber. But I think we had downloaded a few other where it's just like you're going through like a world and you can interact with the world.
This guy's scary, man. Like, there's something really off about this guy. Like, he gives me the creeps.
Something like that.
Close with your brother Cody? Let's talk about Cody.
Oh yeah. Me and Cody.
Who's older, you or him?
He is. I'm the youngest one. I'm 29. He's 31. Okay. My oldest brother Jason is 35 or 36 now.
Talk about Cody.
Cody. You know, we decided to go to nursing school together. We decided to go to the nurse anesthesia school together. A lot of people thought that it was weird because we did everything together and because we were so close. But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, a lot of people understand the bond of brothers, though.
Yeah.
The true bond if you're close with your brother.
And I mean, during like this whole time, I mean, kind of like with just a few examples I've given you, he'd take care of everything for me.
So he's kind of like, I think, virtue signaling a little bit about like how close he is with his brother, like, so they're less likely to think he's capable of doing what he did.
Yeah.
Always there to support you.
Always there. Yeah, did everything together, connected at the hip.
Ever any issues really with him?
No, like I was saying, during this last 6 months, it had been a very trying time. He would like have his moments where he would get extremely upset. Like you know, he never gets violent, I guess you could say. But like at one point he got so upset that he like pushed a cabinet and then it like dented into the wall. Yeah, I mean, at least with me, he's always been like where he's there for me. Like whatever it takes, regardless of what's happening, I'm gonna take care of it for you.
And that's your mom.
My mom has
It must have been a bizarre sight for the detectives to witness, when a man who had just allegedly shot his mother in the back of the head gave a reminiscent smile when she was brought up in the discussion.
She's all.
Also, he still hasn't asked like why he's there, which is so strange. It's like, why are you asking me all these questions about my family? Why am I sitting here in this interrogation? What is going on?
It must have been a bizarre sight for the detectives to witness, when a man who had just allegedly shot his mother in the back of the head gave a reminiscent smile when she was brought up in the discussion.
She's always been the, it's kind of like Cody, she's always been the one that focused on me.
That was almost a bit of a Freudian slip, like she was almost. I don't think that's exactly what he said, but the way he said she's always been, like, and that's sort of past tense if that's how I interpret it. Sort of like past tense. It was almost like he was slipping up a little bit there.
Back of the head gave a reminiscent smile when she was brought up in the discussion.
She's always been the, it's kind of like Cody, she's always been the one that focused on me. And,
were you the baby? You were truly the family baby?
For my mom.
So that she's...
Yeah.
Okay.
For my mom.
Mom's favorite?
Yeah. You know, countless times my dad would like come up to me and he'd make like me feel like he'd try and use things and word things to make me feel guilty so that I would, you know, do everything that I can, like get a job.
Almost like a motivation.
Right. And he'd tell me time and time again that, you know, you're her favorite. I mean, she would do anything for you. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's like, yeah, I don't need to hear that. I mean, that's not what would motivate me.
Sure.
But no, with mom, I think we yelled at each other a grand total of like 3 or 4 times my whole life. Never any issues. I mean, it was always, like, if there was somebody that I could talk to and, like, Cody wasn't available, I'd always talk to my mom. I'd always let her know what's going on. Yeah, I mean, she would help me out through anything.
Okay. Tell me about Dad.
Dad,
what does he do?
Dad's a pharmacist.
Okay.
He works for CVS. He's been a pharmacist for, I think, 30.
So there's not really much I can comment on. Like, I'm not really picking up on. He seems like he's scarily coming across as like normal and calm. Like usually I can easily pick up on a lot of different body language cues, but it's like he's just having a normal conversation. It's not. It's like he hasn't just done something heinous. It's actually like quite frightening to watch. This guy creeps me out, man.
5 years or so. My dad was a very like angry, violent type person. Overbearing. You know, like baseball practice, it'd be like 4 or 5 hours, and he's hurling the ball as fast as an adult can, and we're like 7th, 8th grade trying to catch this stuff.
Belittle you?
He would belittle me when I was younger. The problem, I guess, was that I was always like the jokester, the one that could calm everybody down, make everybody smile. If it was a heated situation, I could say a joke or something and then make everybody kind of move past it. And I was just in the point where it's like, you know, I'm hearing, you know, all this stuff from Dad. I'm seeing how much Cody's helping me. You know, Mom's stressed out with her job.
I kind of feel like I'm not even adding anything valuable to this, and it's kind of just like ripping JCS's video and re-uploading it, because like I'm really struggling to pick up on anything to commentate on. It's so scary how, I mean, I suppose that is a commentary that he's so passive and like acting like so calm and casual. It's so scary. It's like he's got to be a psycho or something.
And it's like I'm not doing anything.
When's the last time your dad put his hands on you?
The last time my dad put his hands on me would be, I'd say, kind of the middle of December of 2018.
What happened?
It's because, you know, with all the money that had been getting spent and...
Just to be clear, the CAM model has not yet been brought up in the discussion. The money being spent, in this context, would simply be his living expenses.
I guess just the mix of everything that I've been saying, just kind of boiling up in him. And the fact that to him, it seemed like I wasn't concerned about it. So, and then plus I was, you know, I wasn't acting like myself with the jovialness and, you know, all that kind of stuff. My father chose to admit me to like a depression or an addiction clinic or something like that in Fort Lauderdale.
What? So how is he? Does he think the detective? I mean, like, mate, like from the sounds of it, this detective isn't the brightest bulb in the box, but like he's acting as he's not completely stupid, and he's acting as if the detectives are stupid and aren't going to have interviewed other people and got this information. He is fully thinking he can dupe these detectives.
My father chose to admit me to like a depression or an addiction clinic or something like that in Fort Lauderdale called Cornerstone.
When was that?
That was December 22nd.
I think he's trying to minimize the issue, like, and obviously the reason and skirt around the real reason why he shot his family, and ultimately it boils down to that porn addiction. That shows, ladies and gentlemen, how bad porn can be. Like, so, like, if you're addicted to porn, it's probably best you try and like avoid it, because like it leads down some dark paths. And some people get really bad with it in multiple different ways.
Until I think January 4th.
Did you agree to go?
I didn't, but they said that, you know, this was your only...
Who said?
My dad.
Okay.
And that was in Fort Lauderdale?
Yes, yeah.
Did your mom agree with it?
My mom and my brother both agreed, but it was my dad who was like the iron fist, like, this is what's going to happen. Like, you know, he can't...
Why did he say you needed to go? What was his reasoning?
Because with the way that I was acting, he didn't see that I was doing anything for like the positive. You know, and a lot of it just came back to money with him. He would like allow me to spend money that he had, like with his credit card or something like that. But it's like then whenever I did, it was like a huge problem.
Okay, so you had one of his credit cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because you were spending tens of thousands like on cam girl. Of course he's gonna have an issue with that.
And what were you buying with it?
Well, what I was doing is, over the past,
Oh, he's gonna say something like buying World of Warcraft gold or something like that.
4 months or something like that, I've been talking to this woman online.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Here we go. Here we go.
Who's she?
She's, as embarrassing as it is, she's a
That's-
cam model.
A what?
A cam model. Do
Alright.
either of you guys know what that
Nope.
is?
Just like all the videos, Jeff, you have to tell us.
A cam model, it's like it's like a virtual girlfriend, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like that type of situation.
Wow, so he did see her as like a girlfriend. That's creepy, man. Come on, man. Any guy with like 2 cents worth of knowledge knows that like they're not girlfriends. They're not even virtual. They're not even virtual girlfriends. Like they are literally just like. I'm not gonna like start go on a tirade about like the efficacy of I nearly said the wrong word, of pornography, yeah, and stuff like that, yeah. But like, oh come on, man, read between the lines.
So a lot of the money went to her.
Okay, where's she at?
She lives in Bulgaria. She's a cam model.
A what?
A cam model. Do
Alright.
either of you guys know what that
Nope.
is?
Just like all the videos, Jeff, you have to tell us.
A cam model, it's like it's like a virtual girlfriend, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Like that type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the money went to her.
Okay, where's she at?
She lives in Bulgaria.
Yeah, honestly, I know I've already said this before, yeah, but anyone with 2 cents worth of knowledge knows that she's just using him for money, and I'm not like she's got her grift, she's got her grind. I respect that, yeah, she's doing her thing, yeah, whatever. But like he is an absolute simp for like not only spending his own money on this, but like he put his family at risk of homelessness. Then he killed his family, and it's like, wow, how bad can porn addiction get?
Bulgaria,
Where's that?
over in Europe. It's like
Okay.
outside of Germany.
Okay.
Something like that.
You ever been?
Yeah, no, I had a girlfriend from Bulgaria in real life, like in England, like, and she was really cool. I spoke about her in another video, but like, nowhere near Germany, mate.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't that serious.
So
Okay.
what would you give her money for?
Just for like the time online.
Mate, you blatantly gave her money for explicit videos. You just don't want to say.
With her.
okay.
Yeah. So it was just like that type of thing.
But also, yeah, probably time as well, like talking as if they are boyfriend and girlfriend, but he's getting charged for it. It's so this case is like so
What
slimy.
did she charge?
$600 for like 5,000 or something tokens or something like that. So, and then it was 4 hours a night. So,
Wow.
I mean that's basically just where all like the costs went to, was you pay real money for the tokens, then you use the company's digital currency for that.
I think they do that because if you've got like a counter at the bottom of your browser that says $5,000, and you're seeing the $5,000 going down and down and down as you're spending time, that's going to hit you more and make you less likely to spend money than if you see 6,000 virtual tokens. Ding, 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 virtual tokens, yeah? Like, that's good. Seeing those go down doesn't have as hard hitting effect as seeing a dollar sign with things. So these companies are very smart about what they do.
So you do this, and when did you meet her?
I met her at the beginning of July. Yeah, at the very beginning of July.
Okay, and still talking to her?
Still, yeah. I mean, more just on like Twitter, like
Okay.
just through direct messaging. Again, cell phone service doesn't work, so it's like I can't use the chatting like that.
How much do you think you spent on this? Because it seems kind of pricey.
Yeah, probably close to like $200,000.
Wow.
I'd say.
$200,000?
Yeah.
Mate, like anyone would be happy to even have $200,000, let alone like spunk it away on something like this. And I use the word spunk loosely.
And where'd the money come from?
Money came from me, my brother, and then my dad.
Wow.
Did they know where the money was going to?
They didn't know that it was going to a cam model.
What did you
I
think
was
about
saying that it was going towards my Twitch streaming, like
Beginning stuff.
like advertising, like putting my name out there and that type of thing. So I guess to like bring it all back with why I was brought to Cornerstone, it was a mix of all of those things. It's like he felt like, you know, he felt like
You need to be grounded.
yeah. And so then I was there, you know, I spoke to like the therapist and psychiatrist and all that stuff. I didn't need any medications for anything. They had analyzed it as, this is an isolated event. You've been out of work, you have this PTSD from the whole getting arrested thing, and I mean, the last
What?
thing on my record was, I think, a speeding ticket back when I was at UCF. They had-
What PTSD for getting arrested? That kind of annoys me because I've actually got PTSD from stuff surrounding knives and stuff like that. I suppose maybe if he had a gun pointed at him, that could give you PTSD. But just getting arrested, like a police officer's gonna go up to this guy and just put cuffs on him, like they're like he doesn't look like, I don't know, like I'm not trying to minimize. Maybe he does have PTSD. Maybe he got arrested in like quite a rough manner, but like just getting arrested, man, I've had stuff. If he gets PTSD from that, he would be ruined by a lot of the stuff I've seen. Like flipping hell. I accidentally muted the video then, sorry guys.
you have this PTSD from the whole getting
He
arrested.
he even added quotation marks when he said PTSD. Look, that's the first body language cue I picked up on the whole video. I'm sorry I haven't really added anything to this video, guys. It's just this guy is so scarily good at like acting calm and rational. But look, he does quote unquote marks when he says PTSD, which almost implies that he just said he had PTSD to garner sympathy from other people around him, and now the detectives as well.
Medications for anything. They had analyzed it as, this is an isolated event. You've been out of work, you have this PTSD from the whole getting arrested thing, and I mean, the last thing on my record was, I think, a speeding ticket back when I was at UCF. They had signed me up, I think, to be there for 60 days, but then I was only there until January 4th.
So I'm sorry, like, if he got arrested for a speeding ticket, like, I highly doubt there's gonna be some cops beating down your door. Police, like SWAT team, like something that could like give you PTSD. Like, it's just gonna be like a simple arrest, surely.
So,
Paid for that.
my brother, Cody,
What was the cost of that, you know?
$15,000.
Oh, that surprises me. I would have thought like a porn addiction clinic in the US would be more like $100,000, like from like the other things I've heard.
You have this PTSD from the whole getting arrested thing, and I mean, the last thing on my record was, I think, a speeding ticket back when I was at UCF. They had signed me up, I think, to be there for 60 days, but then I was only there until January 4th. So
Who paid for that?
my brother, Cody,
What was the cost of that, you know?
$15,000.
So their final diagnosis of you was what?
That I was fine. That
Didn't need to be there.
yeah. That I was fine. I told them all about like my living situation and how it had been stressful, and then it got better, and then now it's just stressful again. But they had all just said that it was just this isolated event.
Situational PTSD from.
Right. When I got back, that's where my dad started to get really kind of overbearing, and I mean rightfully so. I know what I did, but it's like with him, it was every single day, hours a day. Excuse me, hours a day. He'd come home from work, and then he would just talk to me just about the same exact thing over and over and over and over and over again.
When was the last time that you and your dad did have, you know, a heated conversation?
It would be Thursday, because one of his rules was that I wasn't allowed to talk to the woman anymore that I had been talking to. But I guess you could say behind the scenes, my mom would let me talk to her through her cell phone using Twitter. So yeah, anyways, on Thursday, he had apparently found out that I was speaking to her again. You know, it wasn't really my intention to continue talking to this woman, but it just kind of happened. And then because there was like that emotional connection, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because you don't, when you're a drug addict, you spend, like, you'll tell yourself like 1,000 times, I'm not going to use heroin again. I'm not going to do this again. And then it just kind of happens because of the addiction cycle. So he is the porn equivalent of a raging heroin addict.
Between her and me, like I like, you know, it felt like a relationship. You know, I didn't want to just stop cold turkey on it.
So Thursday, you're home all day
Yes.
with your mom. Like she works at home.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, he even used the cold turkey analogy himself.
Your dad's at work. What's his normal work hours?
He works until, I think he had to go in early that day, because he had to start like doing overtime or something like that. And he normally works though from like 5 or 6 in the morning to, I think he gets home between like 5:30 and 6 at night or something like that.
What time did you get home that day?
He got home at like 5:30, and then he came in and then he asked me in a calmer state, I guess you could say, like basically the leading question of, you know, why do you think we're about to have this conversation? Giving me, I guess, that opportunity to be honest and truthful, to maybe tone it down a little bit. I, of course, did what I always did, where I kind of didn't admit to it. And then he came out and he told me that I had been doing that.
He had proof.
Yeah.
Have an argument?
Yeah. He kind of, you know, pulled me up from the couch, and then he was yelling at me to pack my shit up and just get out of the house. That he was the one who had to be the hammer, and that, you know, why am I making him have to go through this, and all this other kind of stuff.
Okay.
You would be, look, let's be honest, yeah, and I'm not trying to be mean, yeah, but you would be ashamed, wouldn't you, if your son simped this hard and spent all you'd be beyond angry. You'd be angry, disappointed, shocked, like how, oh man, like they really got dealt a bad hand with this guy.
I had my argument, and then I'm packing my stuff. I'm, you know, taking it out.
Like, I'm by no means perfect, like trust me, but like this guy is like a specimen, man.
And that, you know, why am I making him have to go through this, and all this other kind of stuff.
Okay.
I had my argument, and then I'm packing my stuff. I'm, you know, taking it out to the car. It took me like a couple hours to get as much as I could, just kind of out into there. So I left, and then.
What time do you think you left about?
Oh God.
So he has this heated argument, like of finality with his family, and packs up and leaves, and then suddenly some mysterious killer comes in and shoots them all for no reason, and like probably doesn't even take anything out of the house. I don't know how he thought he could get away with this.
9:30 or so.
He's way too calm. Like, he's way too calm.
He goes on to state that he met up with his brother soon after on the side of the road.
And what was the conversation?
Conversation was basically that he was brought up to speed, you know, and that he would take care of it.
He was brought up to speed by what?
This is Grant attempting to frame his brother for a double murder-suicide. You will see this quote brought up repeatedly from this point forward.
He was brought up to speed on, like, why I'm out here.
Who brought him up to speed?
Oh, so his brother's stuck up for him and been there for him all these times, and now he's trying to blame him. How low can you go?
My mom.
Oh, so she talked to him?
Yeah.
He told you that mom had talked to him?
Right.
Do you think that's why Cody left work?
According to Grant, Cody had left work a few hours early to meet up with him on the side of the road. Cody had indeed left work early, yet it wasn't to meet up with Grant. It was later proven that while Margaret Amato was sitting at the computer sipping on a glass of red wine, Grant shot her in the back of the head. He then lay in wait for his father to return to the house, then shot him twice in the head as he entered the kitchen. Cody then received a text from his father's number, asking him to come home urgently. Forensics believed that he was very likely pleading for his life soon after he entered the front door. He was found by police with a gunshot wound to the face, lying in the fetal position.
No.
His come home urgent shot on the
Let's go back.
side. You will see this.
Wait, let's go back. Let's digest this again.
9 or 9:30 or so.
He goes on to state that he met up with his brother soon after on the side of the road.
And what was the conversation?
Conversation was basically that he was brought up to speed, you know, and that he would take care of it.
He was brought up to speed by what?
This is Grant attempting to frame his brother for a double murder-suicide. You will see this quote brought up repeatedly from this point forward.
He was brought up to speed on, like, why I'm out here.
Who brought him up to speed?
My mom.
Oh, so she talked to him?
Yeah.
He told you that mom had talked to him?
Right.
Do you think that's why Cody left work?
According to Grant, Cody had left work a few hours early to meet up with him on the side of the road. Cody had indeed left work early, yet it wasn't to meet up with Grant. It was later proven that while Margaret Amato was sitting at the computer sipping on a glass of red wine, Grant shot her in the back of the head. He then lay in wait for his father to return to the house, then shot him twice in the head as he entered the kitchen. Cody was sitting at the computer sipping on a glass of red wine. Grant shot her in the back of the head. He then lay in wait for his father to return to the house, then shot him twice in the head as he entered the kitchen. Cody then received a text from his father's number, asking him to come home urgently. Forensics believed that he was very likely pleading for his life soon after he entered the front door. He was found by police with a gunshot wound to the face, lying in the fetal position.
Also, it's kind of stupid, because does he not think they're going to check their cell phone records?
His credit card was stolen, with a purchase made to a campsite for $600 and estimated 30 minutes later.
What? So, like, he did this heinous crime because of his porn addiction, then took his brother... That's another stupid thing as well, because that's obviously going to prove that it was him. But, like, his porn addiction was that strong that he ended up, like, fapping after committing these murders. Like, going on a porn site and fapping, like, with his dead brother's stolen credit card. What the hell? This is intense.
I mean, in my mind, I was just thinking, he had been let off work early, like, three times already this week. So I was just like...
10, 15 minutes you talk to Cody.
Right.
You have a conversation, and he leaves to go home.
Right.
And you leave to go where?
And then I stay in that general area just so that if anything happens, somebody, like, knows where I am. Yeah, I mean, I was staying in that general area, and then I decided to go
to Publix.
He just referred to the Publix supermarket parking lot. This is where he used the free Wi-Fi to log on to the campsite with his dead brother's credit card.
Which was about what time?
Like, between, like, midnight and 1.
What a simp.
And you go to Publix midnight 1, and how long did you stay there till?
I stayed there until, like, 7.
Wow.
Slept there last night? Talked to anybody?
I messaged the girl that I'd been talking to on Twitter.
Yeah. On Twitter, so you have to pay for it.
Right.
Did she respond back to you?
I think once.
The discussion is then brought back to his last meeting with Cody.
And then, when you left Cody, what did he say he was going to go do?
Cody said that he will take care of it.
Take care of what?
Just the situation that was at hand with whatever he had been updated with from my mom.
Did he tell you what he was updated?
He had told me the reason why, like, I'd been kicked out. But he really didn't give me that much dialogue, like, about that situation. You know, he was miffed a little bit because, you know.
Okay, so he is getting nervous now. If his whole interview, he's been very calm, composed in this sort of posture. But now that it's getting to the nitty gritty, he has like a breath in and do you know when you get sort of like a bubble in your throat, and it's hard to speak for a second, and he sits back in his chair, like you'll see.
That was at hand with whatever he had been updated with from my mom.
Did he tell you what he was updated?
He had told me the reason why, like, I'd been kicked out. But he really didn't give me that much dialogue, like, about that situation. You know, he was miffed a little bit because, you know, he had just gotten off work and now he has to go deal with this.
He's getting a lot more animated than he's been for the rest of the interview.
But what was your demeanor? Like, what did Cody see you as? Like, were you
like scared?
Upset?
Yeah, like, I was scared because, I mean, like I said, it's the first time that I had been out of the house.
We've come and talked to you. You rode up here voluntarily with us to talk to us.
The detective will now initiate the first confrontation.
Why do you think we're having this conversation?
I honestly don't know, but I'm pretty freaked out at this point because...
If he was genuinely freaked out and innocent, you would have said something by now.
You know, it's, I mean, I know, like, how the situation was when I left.
You're now about to see the lead interrogator's attempt at getting Grant to confess, in a manner so blatantly obvious that the suspect immediately sees through it.
As a child, we're told the truth always is the best thing to do, correct?
Correct.
You agree with me?
Yeah.
And accidents happen, and things in the heat of the moment, things happen that we wish hadn't happened. But I do it myself sometimes. My kids will make me so aggravated, I'll snap at them and then walk away and say, wow, I wish I would not have done that. That was not very adult of me to snap at my child for something. Yes, they're wrong, but I should be the adult and not snap at them.
Right.
And then you can tell that the detective thinks he's doing really well, and he's moving in and getting all dramatic, and that, and JCS is just roasting
Tell me
him.
what you think, because I can tell I've done this for a long, long time, and I read people, the way they act, and the way they talk to me, and the way they answer questions. There's something you want to tell us. I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your body language, and just the way you act. Now's the time. Now's the time. If there's something you want to get off your chest and give us an explanation of what's bothering you, now is the exact time to do it. And I'm giving you that opportunity right now to tell me something you want to get off your chest. It's there. I can see it in your face. I can see it in your eyes.
Kept out about that night.
You're upset about it. You've been that since we've talked to you. I can see there's something been bothering you. Even though I don't know you from Adam's house, can't you see things in people that something's really bothering this guy? It's not that, I spent a bunch of money I shouldn't have on this girl. So be it. You did. It's over with. Money can be made back. Something's bothering you.
I'm just worried about what is all transpiring from this.
I think at this point right now, to be honest with you, Grant, you know what it is. It's in your eyes. Your eyes is the view to your soul, and it's in your eyes.
He has got a dead looking. He's like a dead fish, man. Let's go back. Is that actually? I don't even wish I didn't even go back.
You know what it is.
Kind of scary.
Walk in front of anybody in God and say, I don't care. I told him the truth.
And we usually know answers before we ask it.
Right.
Me and Eva knew everything before we asked you the questions. Now's the time to come to Jesus, be honest, because you're holding something back. I can see it in your eyes. People don't believe that the police will help you, but we are actually here to help you with issues you may have. I think something happened, and you don't want to tell us, but right now is the time to get it off your chest. And I really wish you would, because it will make you feel better in the end.
I genuinely don't have anything else that I can say about the night or the periods of time afterwards.
There's only one opportunity to make that good impression, and if we've done something we shouldn't have done, you fess up. You caught your hand in a cookie jar.
Detective Dan's approach here is so incredibly outdated and predictable that it actually seems to boost the suspect's confidence. It's the detective, in fact, who gives off a nervous disposition. He'll begin stumbling over his own words while simultaneously mixing up his analogies, which never made a great deal of sense to begin with.
You do it.
Sorry, but JCS is savage. Savage.
Now,
Was there anything else that happened at the house that you didn't tell us, that you've left out, or we haven't asked you, that would be of importance?
Like, I wish the female detective took the lead on this, because she seems to have her head screwed on a bit more.
Or during the time that you drove around for those few hours, did you ever really go back to the house that you have?
How did he think he was going to get away with it, with the text message from telling his brother to come home urgently, to the spending his brother's credit card on the campsite, the stolen, because it's just so obvious.
You'll also notice the female detective interject with something useful every now and then. But unfortunately, she's not the one leading this interrogation.
Yeah.
That would be the detective who keeps bringing up Jesus, to a guy who just murdered his family to go jerk off in a parking lot to a Bulgarian cam model.
I know
Oh,
things
dear.
that you don't know. And honesty will get you all the things I can do for you, to be honest. I can't deal with someone who lies to me,
Right.
but I'll deal with someone and help them till the end, no matter what, believe it or not. That's just me, and she'll tell you. It's what it is. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say if I can do something that can help you, I'm going to help you, because every one of us make mistakes and do things we shouldn't have done in the heat of the moment to protect ourselves or to protect somebody else. It happens. Now's the time. Now is the time
So what do you think
to be
happened?
honest.
I think that there was something that obviously happened at the house.
Tell me what happened.
I don't know what happened.
I know better. Listen to me. I know better. I can help you, Grant, with honesty. I can help you with honesty.
This detective is infuriating, man. He's just really not good. And I bet you, yeah, the way the world works, like, this isn't a male-female thing. I just mean generally speaking, like, regardless of sex. I bet he's her superior, and she's like infuriated, sitting there like this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking
Think
about.
something else happened before you left the home that you're either afraid of or embarrassed to talk about. But we need to know exactly what happened, because
She can tell they need to ramp up the pressure because he's way too calm and way too confident and way too comfortable. So she's been trying to ramp up the pressure, and the other guy's been like trying to hold his hand.
something else happened before you left the home that you're either afraid of or embarrassed to talk about. But we need to know exactly what happened, because like Danny said, we can place you there at certain times. And so we need to know what happened before you left that house, because you didn't leave with everything being okay.
I honestly, I don't have anything else that I can really say. I mean, I don't know.
Do you even know why law enforcement got involved? Like what brought us to that home?
No.
Once you start telling me something that's truthful that I know, then we're going to have a conversation of exactly what happened.
I mean, you're a smart guy. You know something's happened at your home. You have law enforcement here. You haven't heard or gotten any
Well,
emails
I
from
mean,
your family.
I'm just scared as to what the answer is.
Well, you need to help yourself by filling in the blanks of what happened that night so we can give you the answer. Did anything more happen with you and your father besides him grabbing you up from the couch and yelling at you and kicking you out? Anything at all? Did he harm you, hit you,
No.
draw any weapons on you?
No. He didn't do anything like that. I mean, he was just yelling.
This is the time to come to Jesus, to be honest.
Oh my God! Like, I'm a Christian, but this guy is doing my nutting, man.
I'm looking in your eyes tell me exactly that you are hurt.
This guy does. I'm pretty sure this simp doesn't believe in Jesus. So your Jesus talk ain't doing nothing,
I mean,
man.
he was just yelling.
This is the time to come to Jesus, to be honest.
He's an atheist if I've ever seen one, and that's not me like trying to insult atheists. It's just like he don't look like a come to Jesus type of kid.
You know more. I'm looking in your eyes tell me exactly that you are hurting inside. I get it, brother. I get it. You're hurting.
And this is the
You're
only
scared.
time we can help you.
Because once we get to a certain point, there's nothing I can do. It's in the hands of who has it. Nothing I can do. Honesty is always the best policy. You get caught stealing a car, you admit to it, I get it, how can I get help? What can be done to help me? And let me tell you the rest of my story. You're holding
And if
back.
something happened that you were defending yourself, then we need to know that.
This lass actually knows what she's doing. This guy is just like I don't even know, Mr. Rogers. Like, he's just like, what is this, Sesame Street?
If you were protecting yourself because you were in fear, then that makes sense. But we need to know exactly what happened for you to protect yourself.
You can't minimize this. Once
That they almost should be minimizing the crime so it's easier to commit to at least partially confessing. This I see what JCS is saying now. This, like, when you've got a basic knowledge of how interrogations work and the read technique, this guy is just like, he's just a hindrance. If this guy was out of the room completely and it was just a female detective, they would have got twice as far. They would have got way more far than by now. This is so annoying to watch, man. I've only seen this once and it was a while ago, and like, I've got a bad memory. But like now I remember why JCS warned and said what he did at the start, because this geezer, yeah, I'm sorry if you're watching this, my guy, yeah, but you are bad at your job, mate. You need to go and do some training. Like let this lass train you up, because you are just like not cutting it, man.
A wise man told me one time, once a bomb goes off, you can't defuse it.
The detective's wise man friend was clearly a specialist in nuclear fusion, yet most people would already comprehend that a bomb can no longer be defused once it has exploded.
You can't. That's already out there. Now is the point to say, how do I put Band-Aids on myself to minimize the injuries I have? And we're giving you that opportunity. I want to give you that opportunity. I don't think you're a bad guy at all. I really don't.
This guy studied philosophy and flunked it, and now he's trying to use it like in a defunct manner in interrogations. Like this is just like, oh, it's painful to watch.
The male detective will now for some reason focus on Grant's flaws and the overwhelming embarrassment of the cam girl situation, which is
when they should usually ego up the guy like in the Chris Watts case, where the FBI detective is like, oh, I know you're the type of guy who knows how to look after his kids and do all the stuff that's meant to be woman's work. He should be trying to boost up the
basically the exact opposite of what he should be doing. He seems to get confused about what he's trying to achieve here. He carries a sympathetic tone while essentially roasting the ever-loving shit out of the suspect.
I think you're going through a very stressful and emotional time right now with being out of work and just dealing with all the problems with the arrest. You're probably not used to depending on somebody to pay all your bills. So now you have to do mom and dad or have to give you money. Cody's having to give you money. And there's a significant debt to people. $200,000, I don't know what I'd do. I mean, mortgage, yeah, I get it, or something like that, or a medical bill for my child, yeah, I get it. But talking to some girl, in Bulgaria, you hit it right on the head. You were embarrassed about it, and you have nothing to be embarrassed about. Here it is, man. I want to help you. She want to help you.
No, no, they don't. They don't want to help him right now.
Like, yeah, you got to come to me with the truth now, because I already know the truth.
There's a reason you didn't go back to the house. There's a reason why you haven't tried to reach out. I mean, it's odd you haven't heard from anybody.
Yeah.
See, they should be putting pressure on him right now, and that's what the female detective is doing. They should be putting pressure on him. He's been way too comfortable and way too calm for way too long, and they need to try and get a confession out of him.
I mean, it's like it's words that like I can't think of to even say. Like I don't know how to even say the words.
Well, give me a roundabout what you're thinking.
That somebody in my family's dead.
And how does that make you feel if you're thinking that?
I have absolutely no ability to comprehend the words, because like I said, I've been there for my whole entire life, and even though there's been struggles and everything like that, there hasn't ever been any issues.
There's never been the struggles or the issues like happened Thursday. Never for you. I believe you 100%. I believe it's never been like that. But something happened Thursday unlike anything you've ever experienced in 29 years of your life. Never.
And maybe you felt that was rock bottom for you. You were getting kicked out of the house. Your father gave you an ultimatum. I mean, that's...
The female detective will now carry out what the male detective was probably trying to do a few minutes ago. She will afford him justifications for the crime, making the gravity of admission less intimidating.
You're already dealing with the debt, and, now you have to stop talking to this girl, and now you're being kicked out of the home. I mean, I can understand how you would feel.
They should be they're ramping up the pressure now. The guy should just be out of the room. Like, he should have been kicked out of the room. Like he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. This lass is every interjection she said is almost been as if she's cleaning up the other guy's mess.
I mean, that you'd want to lash out, or if something happened, you'd want to defend yourself.
So this case is more interesting because of how bad that detective is, more so than like what has actually happened. Like, and what's actually happened is astonishing. But like, what grips me more about this investigation is how bad the male detective is. I've had no training whatsoever. I've only just binge watched criminal psychology videos, and I could have done a better job of this than that guy. Like, and I'm a completely unprofessional, and I never thought I'd say that about a detective on a in an interrogation, but this guy is rubbish.
Absolutely.
But we need to know what happened.
I mean, I can tell that you guys are like leading me into a certain way of what.
The only thing we're leading you to is wanting to get the truth from you. Not trying to make you say something that's not true, that's not accurate. The truth, the end. That's it. That's all we want, is the absolute truth.
I genuinely don't have anything else that I can say about what transpired during the nighttime.
So when you left your house, everybody was fine.
Yeah,
And when you left Cody,
everything was fine.
well, we got called to the house because Cody didn't show up to work. So law enforcement goes over there, and can you tell us what we found?
No, the only thing that I was told was that Cody would take care of it for me. And that's all that I know.
So you can't really sink any lower than what he sunk.
So if anything happened in the home, to bring law enforcement there, what would you think happened?
That there was a shooting.
Between whom?
I don't know. Between Cody and my dad.
And why would you think that?
To protect me, or to help me, or to do something with me.
So you're telling me you did not shoot Cody,
No.
your father, or your mother?
No.
It almost looks like the male detective is getting annoyed as if she's doing a bad job when she's actually doing what she should be doing.
I mean, I don't know, like, what more I can say.
Well, when law enforcement arrived, that's what they found. So you're the only outstanding child. You're the one that's been having problems with your dad. You're the one that we haven't been able to find for 2 days. Do you understand now why we would be questioning you about this?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't, like, I wouldn't be saying, like, all, like, I don't know the way to, I don't know, like, what to even say.
So if anything happened in the home, you believe it would be Cody and him?
Yes. Because I don't have, access to anything.
We know that Cody didn't shoot your dad. We know Cody didn't shoot your mom. We know Cody didn't shoot himself.
There'd be things like gunshot residue on their hands. They'd be able to tell how long the bodies have been there. So they'd be able to tell when he left because of his cell phone data. They'd be able to tell the text that he sent saying "come home urgently." They'd be able to tell that the money that he stole his brother's credit card and spent the money on a campsite. That's just the stuff I can think of. Think of all the things that, like, also like the trajectories of the bullets and all those sorts of things. There's so much stuff. Like, that's just what I can think of that they could use in a court of law. What about all the other stuff that the actual experts and professionals would be able to extol from the situation? Like, it's so, like, amazing to think that he can sit there so calm and think that he can get away with this when it's so blatantly him. And then there's the circumstantial evidence about, like, everything going on, like, in the family dynamics, and like him getting to breaking point because he's getting kicked out, and etc., etc. Like, it's just so obvious.
You still haven't asked us condition of them or anything.
That's because I mean, I don't know what the normal proceedings are, but
The normal proceedings are for you to be honest about what happened.
And then we help you understand everything that's going on.
Oh, shut up, bro. Shut up. Just stop talking. He keeps giving off these non-verbal cues as if he's getting annoyed with the female officer and how direct she's being and, like, trying to, like, rein her in. And then he interjects with some nonsense like, shut up, bro. Shut up. Just shut up.
Of what our responsibilities are.
And we don't believe you're being honest. We feel that you are leaving something out about what happened in that home. And the evidence tells us what happened in the home. But you need to fill in the blanks.
The suspect's composure was finally starting to slip. This was the perfect...
Yeah, because the female officer finally had the chance to talk. That's the only reason. Like, they could have got this going, getting off the ground like a lot sooner if the female was the lead.
And the evidence tells us what happened in the home. But you need to fill in the blanks.
The suspect's composure was finally starting to slip. This was the perfect moment to draw out the silence to see how he'd respond to the pressure.
Here's my hand for honesty. I am an honest guy. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, you're pissing me off now, bro.
When it's all said and done, I'm going to be honest to the very last day that I
The female investigator's just left. I wonder why she left. I wonder if she just like, alright, I'll give up now.
Here's my hand for honesty. I am an honest guy. I'm going to be honest. And when it's all said and done, I'm going to be honest to the very last day that I deal with you. And then when this investigation continues, I'll go on to the next person and be honest with them. I can only do so much with honesty. Honesty.
So what are you not telling us? What happened at that home that you know? Did you leave the house with your brother Cody looking like that? Or did you leave the house with your father looking like that? Or your mother? Is that how you left your family?
No. Nobody else went into that house.
Who left your family like this? If you were the one that's been depressed, you were the one that owes money, you were the one that got into a confrontation with your father, who did this to your family? If you were trying to defend yourself or something else happened, we need to know now.
I wonder if the text messages, like to the geezer, were like, look, I wonder if she left the room and she started texting the geezer, you need to let me take the lead now, and she started sitting in that chair, literally and figuratively. Or someone was watching higher up from the camera, yeah, and was like, this guy does not know what the hell he's doing. Let the lead let the last go do the lead. And for some reason they was decided that the last was going to take the lead now, and it should have happened about flipping from the start of the investigation.
Nobody else went into that house.
Who left your family like this?
He shouldn't even be talking. Like, he's just a knobhead, mate. Like, I'm just going to put it bluntly.
If you were the one that's been depressed, you were the one that owes money, you were the one that got into a confrontation with your father, who did this to your family? If you were trying to defend yourself or something else happened, we need to know now.
The female detective does an excellent job at affording him the option to admit to a lesser infraction, which in this case is self-defense. She provides the option while simultaneously building pressure. It's a textbook maneuver, and she does it very well.
To help you. So tell us what happened, Grant.
Don't interject,
We're
Mel.
here to listen to you.
Grant, you need the truth.
Just shut up, bro.
To make this right.
Just shut
You
up.
gotta tell the truth. It's on the tip of your tongue, my man. I get that. It's
Did your
tough.
father go after you and you try to protect yourself?
No, I didn't do any of this.
Hey, I know. Video surveillance tells me everything that happened this night. I'm telling you. Of people that you'd be surprised who in your neighborhood has video. And I know that there's only 4 people at this house during this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me. You gotta tell me, man. You got to tell me. Get over that hoop.
So he's trying. he's trying to do the dossier technique, I think, where he's saying like we've got more than you know and all that, which is kind of like not that bad a move, but like get over that hoop. What?
This house during this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tell me. You got to tell me, man. You got to tell me. Get over that hoop. The video. If you're sitting there saying no, and video shows something else, guess what? Big problem.
You go through a hoop. You don't go over a hoop.
Because it will wind up later on that you can't get any help from anybody. A lot of this, what people make decisions on, is honesty. Was somebody honest? Didn't fire a gun. None of them did.
Alright, cool.
Cody did not go home.
Or did your father
Cool, he's actually starting to make some sense now.
point a gun at you?
Was honesty. Was somebody honest? Didn't fire a gun. None of them did. Cody did not go home.
Or did your father point a gun at you?
No, there's nothing else that I can say.
Your emotions, your demeanor, your body language, your eyes tell me everything I need to see about you. You want to tell me in the worst way. You want to get this pain off your chest. Do it.
I mean, there's just nothing else that I can say.
So your dad had told you in the past before that he would kill you?
Right.
For what reason?
For if I basically did anything related to this, again, costing him a lot of money.
And Cody knew about that.
Right.
So when did you learn that your family was dead?
I had been worried since last night when I was just in the hotel, but I knew when you guys told me. I mean,
I think the female detective looked at the male one to basically say, "Shut up, let him talk."
like I knew when you guys had told me,
You already knew, though.
but I had.
You already said. You knew.
They should just be letting him talk at this point.
At any point, did you feel like you needed to reach out to Cody and see if he was okay, or?
I just didn't want to call anywhere. I just didn't want to know.
We understand your father was abusive, and we understand that he was the asshole. And if he threatened you, that he was going to kill you when you came back, you were probably in fear, were you not? So did your brother come home to try and defend you, and then this gunfight happened, and you got so scared that you left?
This version of events would obviously clear Grant of any wrongdoing. The detective is hoping he takes the bait so that he changes his story, and can then be placed under arrest for lying to police.
Oh, interesting.
No, I mean, I had left when I had said that I had left.
I just don't know where else to go to get you to come around. Because
No, you don't know, mate, because you have no idea what you're flipping doing.
it does not make any logistical sense of what you're telling us. It doesn't. If these two got in a shooting, we would know. We would know they shot each other. We'd know that.
But why Mom?
Yeah, good point. Why would you shoot your mum? Why would you shoot
So
anyone?
bad and out of hand, like never it's been before in your life. Never been here before in your life or your family's life. He's pissed. His future, his retirement, his plans are being upset by you because of the financial cost. I would almost bet this is just a horrible, bad incident that on any other day wouldn't happen. But you and me both know, as does she, what happened that night.
I don't have the answer for anything else.
Okay. This is the last time before I'm gonna walk out now, and then I'm done. Then I'm done for good. When I'm done, I'm done.
I don't have anything else that I can say.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh, this annoys me for so many reasons, man. One, he should have walked out a long time ago because he's useless. Two, if he's going to say that he's going to walk out, he should commit to it and then let the female detective like carry on. 2, he's just weakened his position by saying I'm gonna walk out, and then like thinks it's gonna be some dramatic TV moment, and then when he doesn't get the response he wanted, he sits back down. Like 4, he's just an absolute flipping idiot.
Do you not feel bad for doing this to your family?
Actually, do you know what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are that he's an idiot.
I mean, I've been getting blamed for the last half a year for everything, and I've been trying to move forward into a positive direction. And then every day I'm reminded of all the trouble that I had caused. And then I keep being told the same thing over and over again, but there's nothing that I can do to change it.
Do you regret doing this to each one of your family members?
I didn't do that to each one of them.
Here, you sit in my seat for a minute.
Oh,
Sit
here
in
we
my
go.
seat. Get out of it. Here, sit right here. Come here. Sit right here.
Oh,
Get out of
my
that seat. Sit right there
word.
for me.
Shut your mouth.
The suspect still isn't sitting in his seat.
Shut your mouth.
2 things. You're a guy swimming out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, look, I don't care what he's about to say. It's going to be nonsense.
Still isn't sitting in his seat.
Oh, so I'm going to go back just to see how flipping awkward this is right from the start.
Members?
I didn't do that to each one of them.
Here, you sit in my seat for a minute. Sit in my seat. Get out of it. Here, sit right here. Come here. Sit right here. Get out of that seat. Sit right there for me.
The female
The
detective
suspect
must...
still isn't sitting in his seat.
The female detective must be so angry at this point.
2 things that happened here today. 2 things. You're a guy swimming out in the middle of the ocean, and we're going to give you one of 2 things based on you. You can have a life preserver to keep from drowning, or you get the boat anchor. Which one do you want? Because we will give you whichever one you ask for. The life preserver, the boat anchor.
No, I want the life preserver, but I've said everything that I can.
You want it, and I believe you do, but you have not said everything you can say.
Even the simp knows that this guy is like an absolute idiot.
There will be a time where you ask for that life preserver. I can't give it to you. I can't. Once I cross a line I gotta step over, can't do it. Won't do it. Think about that. I want to talk to her for a minute. Think about the last life preserver I can give.
Oh, she realizes this is the point where they're building up pressure. This is where they should be pushing the pressure. Like, and then like this guy's like, we're gonna go away, like, and then doing all this weird an analogy like crap, yeah. And she, I've got to see her response again. Like, she's like, who is this guy I'm working with? I hope to God he's not her superior.
Once I cross a line I gotta step over, can't do it. Won't do it. Think about that. I want to talk to her for a minute. Think about the last life preserver I can give you. Think about it.
She's regained that, she's like maintained her composure for all this interview with this idiot babbling on, yeah. But there's only so much any human being can take.
Just to reflect on it, and then we'll come back to you in a couple of minutes, and then we'll go from there. And what happens is what happens.
So they're gonna let the pressure ease off at a critical moment. Wow.
Okay.
He's
Need
gonna
some
come
food,
back in to
some
hold his
water?
hand.
You good to stay for a while longer? You okay?
I mean, I just don't have anything more that I can say. I don't know
Okay.
what the next...
I'm not keeping you. If you want to stay, well, I'll talk to you till whatever, till you're happy with everything and you're okay. You're not detained. You're not being kept here. Don't want to be here. You don't have to be here.
be here anymore.
Okay. Give me a minute, we'll get you out of here.
Wow.
What we'll do is we'll get you up somewhere. I'll give you my card, my phone number. If you want to talk to me, you're more than welcome.
Wow. I reckon if the female had taken the lead and the other guy just shut up, like, or just not even been in the vicinity or the universe that this was occurring, then they could have gone somewhere with this interrogation. But like, oh man, do you know what? Yeah, when JCS was warning us about how bad this was going to be and how bad the detective was going to be, like, I had no idea. I saw this once a while ago when it was first released, and that was before I was doing the commentary videos. So like, I wasn't looking. I was watching it passively. I weren't looking at it in an analytical way. But like, this is just like this guy is cringe. Like the simp is cringe, but this guy's even worse.
We'll move forward from there. Fair enough. Any questions of me before I go, or before we walk out? I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Like, what am I like allowed to do?
Live your life. Hey man, we're right there at it. Jason's here. It's going to be a few more minutes. What I need to do is just for our investigation, get some pictures of you. We're going to collect your clothing. As soon as that's done, we'll get Jason here to talk to you. All right.
Alright, so I take it you know what happened.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you plain out, you are not part of it anyway.
No.
When's the last time you saw everybody?
I left the house between like midnight and like 12:30.
I want to believe you, Grant, but you're the last person that I could put in that house. And I know what happened over the last 6 months. Who else can I blame? How are we going to find out who did this?
Like, this kid, yeah, is doing a better job in 5 seconds flat than that male detective was doing in about 5 hours.
I don't know. I don't have the answers.
The shit you did, you could have been in jail. You would have been in jail for years.
Yeah, because he committed fraud.
And they covered it up for you. I'm scared for you, and I'm scared for myself, and I don't feel comfortable with you being around me alone. I'm sorry. I could take you physically, but if you have a knife or know where a gun is, I'm fucked. I need you to be honest with me, man. I need to have closure. I was told that you would not have access to be able to contact this woman. Why do you feel the intent to still contact her?
It was just the whole emotional thing. I mean, that's all
Okay,
that I can say.
so are you saying that you love the woman?
I feel like I did, yeah.
Okay, you feel like you did, so you don't feel that way now?
Well, I mean, now it's pretty much, you know, I mean, it's not what it used to be, is all I can say.
Probably because he stopped being able to get money to give her, so she started giving him the cold shoulder and moving on to the next simp.
Feel that way now?
Well, I mean, now it's pretty much, you know, I mean, it's not what it used to be, is all I can say.
Because she's aware of what has happened in the last several months.
Right.
It hurt, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't carry that persona that you carried before.
Oh, so yeah, he was carrying a persona. He was probably acting like some high-flying businessman able to spunk 200 grand on her. And then, like, soon as all the money ran out that he could get hold of around him, boom, like, she's like, see you later, dude. Like, I'm not blaming her at all. It's all on him.
Just remember that. Just like Mom, Cody, and Dad loved you. Nobody loved you any more or any less.
This guy's nuts, bro. This guy's absolutely bonkers.
You have anything else you need to talk about before we let you go? Because now's your time. You know that. Like Danny said, once you're out of here, there's no coming back from this. We're giving you every opportunity to tell us what happened in that home that you have not told us. So you're aware that when you leave here, you're not going to have any chance to redeem yourself and tell us the truth after the fact.
I understand.
And you're okay with that. You can live with yourself knowing that you're not going to tell us the truth.
I've said what I can say.
Okay.
You ready, man? Yeah. Question for you real quick. You don't want to hurt yourself.
No.
You don't want to hurt anybody else.
No.
No suicidal thoughts.
No.
Okay, come on, bud.
Grant was arrested 9 hours later at his hotel. His trial began on August 12, 2019.
Grant Amato.
Wait, let's go back and see that picture. So I was crushing a beer can.
Grant was arrested 9 hours later
Whoa, he looks nuts, bro. He looks
at his
psycho.
hotel. His trial began on August 12, 2019.
Grant Amato was so obsessed with this woman. You're going to see from the evidence in this case, at 2:53 a.m. on January 25th, after leaving the house that contained the 3 dead bodies of his family, the defendant goes to a nearby Publix parking lot, logs onto their Wi-Fi, and uses his dead brother's USA checking account to pay $599.99 to get onto Sylvie's website at 3:02 in the morning.
Wow.
That's what this case is about. It's about his blind obsession with this woman, the end of the world as he believed it to be because of his family, and his absolute contempt for those that he held responsible.
Verdict. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree premeditated murder.
Grant Amato was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Wow, that was a bit wild. Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm just angry at that detective, man. Like, that's the main thing I take home from this, and that says a lot considering like the nature of those crimes that this simp committed. So yeah, you've been locked into Everything Bite Size. Check out my other content. Check out my shorts. Check out my music videos. Check out my other content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.